Good evening and welcome to another edition of African Americans Ain't Africans, the Think Show that proves without a shadow of a doubt that the so-called African American didn't find his or herself in the bottom of a ship. I'm your host, the Indigenous One. And like we talked about last week, what's going on with the Accomax Indian in the Eastern Shore of Virginia. You know, they had another big show out today. Well, they turned up because, you know, they're up in arms about what PNC is doing to them. What PNC is doing to them, their home, and then the people that live on the Eastern Shore. And this is just an example for the rest of us on how we got to start thinking, y'all. These people trying to get your land, and they don't give a shit what you think about it. They'll lie, bullshit, or as you're about to find out from the guests here, they'll do anything because they got your shit. And they not trying to give it up, no matter what you do. Now we know most of us, we're on their side. But we got a few of us starting to wake up and see what's going on, and we ain't liking it. So, without any further ado, I'm going to shut my mouth and let the Accomac godmama come and talk to you along with her cousin Cynthia. They be out there showing out, y'all. What's going on, Lisa?
Hey, Alito, Oseyo, Kayuk, everybody.
Caillou.
Oh,
And Cynthia,
Kayuk.
how you doing? You're say that again.
Yanmu,
I'm
yeah.
good. How are you?
I'm doing real good. So we see that you guys had an incident today. Share with us.
Yes, we had a movement, emotion, activity. We had an opportunity to manifest, our abundance today. We were urged to collect ourselves and to actually just vocalize and present the fact that our people have been done wrong, our ancestors have been betrayed, that the general public has been deceived, and that these people continue to harbor and to keep our land that belongs to us. It is our heritage from us, right? And our ancestors are not happy because they actually made provisions for us. These provisions were made 500 years ago. They made provisions for us in advance. They prophesied that this all would happen, but they wanted to make sure that no matter what, that we could have the land, and the land is the wealth. Okay? But we don't, if you don't understand who you are, if you don't do the work, if you're sitting up there just being a spectator and you're not doing the work of actually knowing who you are and connecting the dots to your actual people and actually then making actual steps to get things done, you won't be able to benefit from your inheritance. They want you to have it. They want us to have it. They are more powerful than anything on this planet because this planet belongs to us. We're part of this planet. So when our ancestors are awake and active as ours are, and yours are too, might not know it because you're not connecting with them. But when you're connected to your ancestors and they they are as active as ours are, and they are pushing us and making things happen the way ours are, then you have to obey, you have to respect them. And what the protest we had today, see, most people think a protest is for people for people to get together, like, oh, me too, and all that. People to get together and show how many people care about it. No, that is a European based human protest. This protest was never about collecting people.
Right.
This protest was an act of honor for our ancestors. Our ancestors know us. Hi, Linda, Halito. Our ancestors know us. They also know these other entities. They know what they do. They know how they are. They know what they have, the effect that they have on our community. They didn't expect a ton of folks or people to show up and be like, yeah, mobs of people. They know us. They know their own family. Okay. That's not the expectation. What they demand is those who are called to listen, those who are called to do the work, to actually do the work. If you are called to do this work, you must be obedient to that. That's what they expect. They expect you to be confident, strong warriors and not to be deterred by anyone. That's what the protest is about. It's not about, it's not like any other protest, because what is happening with the Accomack Indians and what happens when you deal with your ancestors is otherworldly. It's spiritual. What happened today was we spiritually exerted ourselves. Our presence was not about, oh, how many people saw you or how many people connected. No, our presence was a spiritual contact with our ancestors.
Letting them know that you hear them.
Letting them know that we hear, and not only that, but we are following their instructions.
Yes.
That is extremely powerful.
Exactly.
And in turn, they listened to us and didn't rain on our parade.
Right. It had been raining like cats and dogs.
For 2 days.
All for preceding this, and it was supposed to rain all day. And they broke open the sun, despite these wicked, evil people's ability to control the weather. Because we know that they can tamper with the weather. Yeah. But the answers are more powerful than any mechanism they have. Because God is there.
How important is that we're just not into that? We're not in touch with that. We don't even, that's something that we don't even touch.
I think the fact that we don't, I can't say that it's everybody's going to be the same. You know what I mean?
No, of course.
Most of us have been we not only have our bodies have been manipulated not to be in tune. We take fluoride water. They give us fluoride water. Messes with our pineal gland. We take fluoride. We got fluoride toothpaste. We got underarm deodorant causing problems within our lymph nodes and all kinds of stuff. We have become indoctrinated to stay indoors, air conditioning, heat. We become sensitive where we can't even stand our own natural environment. We're not in touch with our true nature or being comfortable with our earth. So I understand why people don't even listen to or care about their people. They don't even listen to their aunties and their grandmas when they talk.
So that means what? Where are we going from here? Since that's would you say that's the majority of people, or what?
No, because see, even when we were out there, people were going. I don't know if they were the mama was heading to the bank, or the daughter just insisted the mama pull over. I think that she just insisted the mama pulled over. And a young girl, like a teen, maybe, no more than 20, and her younger sister came out and were asking, what is this? What are you guys doing? What is this about? And she couldn't get enough information,
Oh, so that's why you was back there so long.
That's why I was back there so long. She was asking questions. Her mama was like, come on, because she just wanted to know, like, what is this? What are you doing? What does this mean? Who is this for? You know what I mean? She wanted to know the details of what was happening. And so, but see that you don't need mobs of people. You need one girl who her light bulb comes on. You need one guy who comes to the summit and he's 18 and he's like, wow, I need to do this. Or 22 or 25 and he wants to go to Alabama and research his people deeper and get this stuff cracking. That's all you need. It only takes one person. It only takes one person. And then it only takes two people. And then it only takes three people. If you can pick up a person a year, you good. Really, if you can pick up a person a year,
you're right.
You're doing great, right?
Yes.
Because this is a very lonely thing. This is something that people don't understand and people don't want to do. And they want to pretend. They want to act like, oh, yeah, I'm Chief so-and-so. I'm Mistress this. I'm Chief Janice. They want to pretend because they want to be famous and they want to act like they got all this information that you need. And you can't do nothing with that information if you're not going to do nothing.
Right.
You really can't. But when you actually start doing stuff, then like you need to know what you're doing because you can't lead people around and be ignorant of what your history is, because people are going to challenge you. They're going to pick at you. They're going to find out, do you understand? Because they know your history. They know who you really are, even though you don't.
Right.
So if you don't really understand it, they're going to get at you. They're going to look for your holes. They're going to look for everything you don't know. Because let me tell you, these Europeans, they know. They know who are the Indians. And the thing, their greed and their entitlement is so strong. They will lie about anything. What do you got to say?
Falsified documents.
Yes.
They'll do it all.
Right. But also there's a thing that you don't have to, the thing that they do in these little small towns to people is just horrible. They will deny you work.
Yeah.
They will
that.
You'll lose your job. You could lose your place you're renting. Lose your home.
Right.
They could get your kid kicked off the football team. All kinds of stuff. They'll do anything to punish and to get at you. I couldn't even get a rental equipment. When I tried to get rental equipment, we won't have any, not even a chair for the whole month. Not even one chair. I was like, really? For real? You don't even have one chair for the whole month. I said, business is excellent, huh? I said, your business is so excellent. I guess you could stand for some competition. We need to open up a rental agency.
Makes sense.
And then he goes, oh, nobody wants to work. You won't find anybody to do any work.
Y'all don't want to pay nobody.
That's how they talk about us. Yeah, they want to pay starvation wages. And that's why I said to him, I said, you want to pay starvation wages. I said, if you pay a good rate, watch and see people come. But see, they want to give their people one rate, and then you got the daggone colored rate.
Exactly.
And then if you don't go for that, if you don't want those little crumbs, then you a lazy, shiftless colored person. You a lazy shiftless. See, they've been talking like that forever. Because why? Because they're the same damn people. They are their ancestors.
Just like
they haven't gone anywhere.
Right.
They haven't took a step, huh?
They are the same people, and they set it up that way from the very beginning. They were like, this is going to be about bloodlines. This is going to be about successors. This is going to be about family lines. I was just looking because I'm trying to dig deep on, things that transpired, because it's very fascinating to me that we actually went to court and fought for land in the 1600s. And I'm trying to figure out what was really going on. What was life really like in the 1600s? Because they tried to act like we was walking around with little ponchos on and fucking little loincloths just hopping around.
We ain't had no ponchos. We had some deer cloth wrapped around.
We was damn
leaves on our breast. Yeah.
beans and potatoes, and that we weren't doing anything. They act like we weren't doing anything. See, they lie about everything. So I'm trying to dig down and figure out how did this all transpire. And everybody want to talk about these Black Europeans. I want to understand better about who was on this, because I know we have ancestors that were in the House of Burgess, which became the General Assembly. Okay, so if we had people in there, what happened? Like, how did they get to put together all these slave codes that enslaved half of us? What was the impetus about it? Who came around and was like, this is what we need to do, y'all? And who said okay? Like, I really want to have a better understanding of some of this. My daughter, I was talking to my daughter Nay, and she was like, some of this stuff is mysticism, some of this stuff is witchcraft, some of this stuff you're not going to understand because it doesn't make any sense. And that actually may be, you know what I mean? Lo and behold, you do understand that King James even was known to have dabbled, be very fascinated in witchcraft and alchemy and all that stuff. So I mean, you have to understand some of this stuff that happens in our history and in our present day is otherworldly. You know, it's beyond explanation. You know, it's that. So I mean, that's one thing, but at the same time, y'all have to understand these things. Like, this I want to show y'all something real quick. Give y'all a little bit of whatever information. Let's see if I can turn my camera. Can I? Camera. No, I don't want to do it. I guess I just got to turn my thing around. Okay, so these are ancient. There are ancient charters, right? Ancient charters of Virginia, right? They were planning stuff. King James, God, the God of grace of God, King of England, Scotland, France, and Ireland, defender of faith. They were planning stuff 1609, 1609, even earlier. These are ancient charters, right? They was planning this stuff. They had everybody laid out. Most of the people that we dealing with today are the descendants of these damn people.
Right.
That already had this damn continent carved out. Okay? Already. Captain John Smith, they got everybody. All these people are still around. These suspects. And what they said is that these people and these things are going to be passed through and down to their descendants. They are appointed. How new members may be admitted and old ones disfranchised. They planned everything. Privilege of mining. They gave out mining privileges. They gave out privileges to mine. All because we already had the mines.
And so this is the kind of stuff that we're in. And this is what I mean about us.
Are y'all still there?
Being connected to this land.
Done. Are y'all still there?
Yes.
I still there? Hello?
Yeah,
Yes.
you're still
Hello? Y'all hear me?
Yeah.
Yes.
We hear you.
Oh.
So, as you were talking about witchcraft and stuff for King James and all this is a book that he began called Demonology. Can you hear?
Y'all, am I here?
Yes. Yes, ma'am, you're here.
He just put us over in the corner. We on the side.
No, yeah, I can hear you. You can hear me, Cynthia, right?
Yes.
Oh, okay, yeah. I don't know. Maybe it's something she hit. So what she was saying about what kind of witchcraft and all kind of stuff she may not never learn because they do all kind of shit. Listen, their plan for you is for you to never get your land back, ever. And so we can play like we don't know the game is more important. I don't have nothing for my kids. Remember, just like their ancestors, you are your ancestors. Do not forget that. And I think that's one of the things that we've forgotten about. Your son or your daughter could be your great grandfather. We're connected.
Exactly.
We're connected, y'all. We're connected.
Oh, now
You there, Lee?
Exactly.
I'm back.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Hi. You can hear us now?
Yeah, Lee.
Yeah.
You were talking about witchcraft and stuff, and I was just showing them a book what King James penned a while ago about
Right.
demonology. So when they're
Right.
when they're taking your land, they don't expect for you to ever get it back.
Right. Right. And they are casting spells. They are performing rituals. They are sacrificing our celebrities and different people all the time. Our babies. They're doing that all the time. They practice witchcraft. And what do? They give you Christ and they give you this Christianity for which forbids you to connect with your, not that we're performing witchcraft, but what you have to do is listen. You have to be open to your ancestors. You know what I mean? And you're not even open to them. Why? Because you're all mystified by everything they tell you to do and not do. And then you have these black Europeans and these whatever, these people, these sleeper cell people that are in place to keep you with these blinders on. To you're being manipulated every day on what to think, what not to think, and what to do. And everything is to keep you away from your inheritance. Everything. They want you dead, they want you gone, and they want you ignorant of your rights and your actual identity. That's what this whole planet is working on. The whole world benefited from the riches and the theft of these Americas. They don't ever want us to figure out the truth, and they don't ever want us to try to correct what they took and to reclaim it. They don't ever want that happen. That's why they're trying to. That's why they want to decrease the population, especially the indigenous people all over the planet.
There's no profit in us knowing who we are,
Not only that,
especially not for them.
there's a lot of loss in us knowing
Exactly.
who we are. A lot of
Exactly. For
loss.
them.
And that's why this man came out and was looking, trying to take pictures of my sister's plate, and just getting himself all wrapped up talking to the police. He was all in a tizzy last night,
He came by videoing us.
videotaping us. Why? Because he is in a hot rage, because his house lies right in the path of our reservation and he's known it forever. Disrespectfully knew it forever, gleefully knew it forever. That, oh yeah, I'm on that Genghis land. And yeah, like they feel like they have won, conquering us every day, seeing us in our ignorance, not knowing who we are, while they live like in a lap of luxury at our expense. That's
Yep.
what they do. And the fact that there's a chance for it to go away enrages them.
Yeah, we
It
were called
enrages them.
assholes. They flipped us off. They were just I thought it was quite amusing.
It
But
wasn't that many that did
there
that.
were some
We had a
upset
lot of
people
support.
today.
Hmm?
Yeah, we did. We did have a lot of support. But there
We did
was a
have a lot of
few.
support.
Yeah, there was
There
a
was a
few that
few. There was a
really
few
didn't want us out there.
angry people,
Yes.
So
and they're old and dying off.
it's all around town now, right?
Oh
Huh?
yeah, everybody, it's on fire. People all know about it. Then we went out to to a local restaurant, and we was talking about it and talking, you know, out loud about it, and and tipped the waitress extremely, extremely well. But
Right.
that's the thing. I mean, they don't. They want to do is be vampires. They want to take from us. They want to take our excitement, our fun, our style, our culture. And now they have Africans in here imitating our music, playing our music, dancing like us, getting surgery to look like us. They don't have our creativity. They don't have our swag. They can imitate it, but they only can imitate what they've seen. They can't imitate what we have yet to create, because we're always creating. But they are practicing and rehearsing on everything that we have been in this history, in this country. And we don't care. We think it's cute. We don't care. We don't even see it as a problem. That with all these different people who have immigrated to this country, we sit underneath all of them at the very bottom. None of us seems to actually see that or care about that. And right
And
now
in
they giving
actuality, if we all claimed who we were, we belong up at the top. And that was
exactly
a white man told me this up there to the Commerce building. He was like, "Do you know how the list goes? It's Native American, Alaskan Indian, I think it's white people. No, it's some other immigrant. Then white people. I think it's like the Chinese or something. And then white people, and then African American. Like, wow. And you're denying who you are and losing all our shit.
right. And we don't even understand that the Native Americans are not even really on the list. They're immigrants anyway, because they're not even first contact people. They have nothing to do with John Smith or any of these first settlements that happened in this country. They have nothing to do with the Revolutionary War or the Civil War. They have nothing to do with the framework of this nation and any negotiations that took place here. They are no part of that.
Yeah,
So
because
their rights are totally created by a government deal. They're government Indians.
yeah, I think
They're government sanctioned and created.
when you get off the subject with them, you just lose them immediately. Because I ask them, well, where are your colleges that you built? And they get
Right.
real, they have no history here nowhere.
Right.
And one told me, oh, well, that's how you see, we got rid of the Washington Redskins. He was saying it kind of, smug like, right? And this is what I'm saying. We see stuff like that and we don't even question who it is.
Right.
And
You
others,
don't question who it is.
right.
Where are there how many of our towns that we created, our Wall Streets are gone? Where are their Wall Streets?
Right.
If you were here longer than us, you should have a whole lot of Wall Streets. But everything that has been anything has been created by the colored people, the Indians of this damn land, the real first contact Indians. But yet we don't know that. Just like you don't want to be you don't want to be an Indian because you don't understand who you are. And you know what? You don't want to think. And that might mean you might need to do something different or act something different. And you don't want to do nothing. You just want to keep stroking like you are and then die and pray for a better day. Or your life is good and you're like, I'm good. No sense of me caring. But see, our ancestors cared about us 500 years ahead of time. But you don't even care about your great grandkids and how they're going to be. You don't even care about that.
That's a sad commentary. That's a sad commentary.
It really is sad.
And so, Lisa, that's why sometimes I can't get with that, where we don't know, we don't know nothing. How is this continuously the case? Is it that we're just on purposely putting our head in the ground, covering our heads up?
Yeah, we're continuously putting our heads in the ground. We continuously don't want to know. We continuously don't want to have to do anything. We continuously either we want to not know at all, and if we do know, we just want to continue to be spectators. And we feel like our spectator status is doing something. Or we want to
Right.
be
And that
researchers.
deserves a handout.
Yeah. or we want to be researchers, and we feel our researcher status deserves a daggone applause. Well, there's
Right.
only so much research you can do, and really, your research needs to be actually specific to your people. Because, like me, I'm looking at charters that are specific to my people. I'm looking at ancient charters that are specific to us. I want to better understand us. You need to, and even if you understand it, if you're not doing the steps to actually make those that make take action to make it happen, what's the point of it? You having all that in your head that you can spew out, that you can put on a PowerPoint, or you can share in a video. Doesn't do you any good. And then people sit there and say, "Oh, I'm gonna join. I join. I'm gonna join the Pamonkey or this one or that one." Well, what's that doing? Because guess what? They're not away. A lot of these people have daggone land that they're not claiming. Why? Because they're daggone slammed down by the government. They're controlled by the government. They won't even claim what's right there. They don't even have no land. Half of these freaking Native Americans, so-called, don't have land, don't have anything to call their own, are sitting up there buying land, and you know that's when they're fraudulent. You know that's when they are government agents. Because if you're an Indian, and you really are an Indian, especially if you're in Virginia, most places in this country, you have land to claim. And if you're buying land, you're a foreigner, period. You're a foreigner. And if you're buying land and you're an Indian, then you're just ignorant and you're an idiot and you're lazy.
That about sums it up.
That part. Tell them again.
If you aren't fighting for what is rightfully your inheritance that your people set aside for you, you are disrespecting yourself. You're disrespecting your progeny. You're disrespecting your great great grandchildren. You're disrespecting your ancestors, your grandmothers, your great great grandmothers. You're disrespecting everyone. Everybody sits there and talk about, I got this many. I'm on my 13th grandmother. What the hell are you doing for them? How are you honoring them if you don't even fight for what they left you? When you listen to these people talk about their genealogy and the genealogy they do know, and they're not doing anything, ask them that. So what are you doing to claim what's yours? Since you know all this. Hello? What are you doing? Because that's the power. That's what they don't want us to do, is actually know who we are and then claim what is rightfully ours. Meanwhile, you're going to sit in your living rooms and watch them give $450,000 to fence jumping, puddle crossing assholes who put their own families at risk so they can have an opportunity in a place that they don't even know they got an opportunity. They ain't got no guaranteed job. Most of us won't even move without a damn job. They coming across the damn puddles, swamps, and all kinds of shit with their babies irresponsibly. And then we're upset that somebody put them in a kennel. Bitch, you put your family at risk. You have a whole country. Fix that shit. Fix that shit.
Yes, honey.
You want to
yes.
get together and band together and do something? Don't hop over puddles to America. We got enough homeless people that we need to do right by. We got American Indians we need to do right by. Get the fuck back where you came from.
They want us to feel sorry for the Japanese because the Japanese is getting racial slurs. We've been getting racial slurs.
I have never heard anybody get a racial slur that's Japanese. That's bullshit. Or Korean. I have heard none of that. This is all propaganda. See, they put this stuff out there and for you to believe it. They've already negotiated with the Chinese, these Koreans, that they were going to give them money. This was part of this whole pandemic, that they were going to say, oh, because I'm Asian and you made this an Asian disease, I'm going to get shit. Okay, well, we got that worked out. We're going to give you this amount of money when we do this that was part of the war on the Indian That was part of the War on the Indigenous People plan. They already planned. That was part of it, to give the Asians money. Sadly, we didn't actually say anything against the daggone Asians, so they had to manufacture shit. $450,000 per person, Free Hawk. And ain't nobody mad. The only people mad are a bunch of rednecks. The African American don't care that they get 450,000. My thought is this: if you think that Trump caused that, sue his ass. Sue him. He should be liable for what damage he did, not me. You're not taking it out of my fucking pocket. But as a matter of fact, these people are invading the country illegally. They should be sent back packed with their broke asses. They were fed, they were given nice jackets, they were given gift cards, they were given daggone health care. I know, because I was recruited to daggone provide that shit. So how is it that you acting like these people were so downtrodden because they were in wire cages or whatever the hell they were? They were treated better than our homeless people. That's right. That's right.
Make
That's
that
right,
make
Papa
sense.
Gully. You can't get any clean water for the Negroes in Flint. And why aren't they still yelling in the streets about it? No, they still buying bottled water and shutting the fuck up. That's the problem.
Yeah,
You
make
don't
that make
honor
sense.
yourselves. You don't have self-love. What's wrong with you? Do you not love yourself? You hate yourself, huh? You shut the hell up when it's time for you to daggone say about something about you, but you want to daggone me to everything else.
You know, that's an interesting take on it.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, that's real.
It's real.
Cause you ain't heard.
Why is that?
Yeah, cause you ain't heard shit from Flint, and you know they still getting it.
You know they still got nasty ass water, but what they doing? They still buying a bottled water. What they getting? What are they doing? Nothing. We got all these athletes that come out of Michigan, all these people, famous people. Why does nothing ever get done? We got all these church leaders from daggone Michigan. You don't think they have church leaders? They don't have politicians. They don't got daggone athletes and movie stars. They don't got anything with any people with traction or means or money. They got plenty of people with money that don't give a damn. You know what? We need to we need to take these daggone people down. These boule motherfuckers, these daggone, what are they? What are they? Black Europeans? I don't know what they are, but we need to take these people that stand in our way down, because they don't do anything. We can't get a decent movie at one damn channel owned by us, and we got all these rich people, daggone people putting together whole daggone movie theaters and movie freaking daggone, what is it? I don't even know. These movie production uh areas of the country, and then what are you doing with
Studios.
that? You're not doing anything. You haven't changed anything for us as a people. You're not putting anything together to actually shine a light on these lies. You're not changing the world. And your job should be to change the world. You are being blessed with all this, and you do not a damn thing. You ought to be shot. You ought to be executed. You know what? These daggone white people are gutter. Okay, that's what they do. They be beheading people. They be daggone setting people up. That's the way they get shit. It's been the way they do shit. They make up lies and propaganda, and they get people done. And we sit around and we watch it happen, and we just get done out. And what all our leadership, all our celebrities do, all they do is get paid and shut the hell up. They don't do anything.
Right
They
about.
don't do anything. And the only thing I'm happy about right now is there's no daggone African American actors getting shit right now, because they replaced them with a bunch of Africans. Good enough for you. Good for you.
And that's
Good
what.
for you. I hope you don't make another dime. because you've done
Wakanda.
nothing for your people.
And that's what I mean. These cats are just like change in somebody's pocket. They can't do shit.
Not a thing.
I mean, and that's how you know all that shit is fake. They can't do nothing without boss.
Shit, they get executed if they even think about it. They execute them. But you know why they execute them? Because y'all don't say shit. They know you're not going to do shit. So that's why they just murder your asses. Because you sit there like sitting ducks. And then
In
when it
public.
happens, when you see your coworkers being murdered, you don't even say nothing. Well, I know he wasn't a drug addict. You don't even stand to sit up there and clear their damn name. I know he wasn't a friggin' drug addict. He didn't fucking overdose. I know Prince was not a fucking no. His own people don't even stand up for his ass. You fucking losers.
But master gonna be mad.
These are a bunch of losers, and that's why you know what that's why when all this happens, the only people that's gonna be standing is the people with the balls. If you ain't got no fucking balls, you need to be dead. You really do. And that's what this day was. This day was the fact that do you have a people who have balls enough to show up for you? Did you have a people who have balls enough to stand alone for you? Yes, we do. We got somebody that made our efforts worthwhile, even though the majority of them are standing and hiding in fear. It doesn't take a lot of people to make a stand. It just takes somebody with some damn balls.
I stand on what I stand on, even if I have to stand alone.
So I should care about Ice Cube turning down $9 million. Ice Cube can do a lot more than turn down $9 million. Okay, fuck Ice Cube. Ice Cube does what he does is minuscule. He does a little bit, but that's not shit. He can't get nobody else to do anything, and he doesn't even really try to really go out on a limb because there's a lot that he could really say. He knows a lot, a whole fucking lot. These people are weak. They're weak, and they're wrong, and they're part of the problem. You got Al Sharpton. What was we talking about the other day? How was Al Sharpton rich? Why is he rich? He's not a lawyer, is he?
Nope.
How is it that Al damn Sharpton is rich? Is he rich because he's not rich because he's a lawyer? Does he have a huge church like one of the mega churches that everybody's putting their money into?
Nope.
Does he write, best-selling books that everybody's buying and that's why he's rich?
Nope.
So why do you people in the audience think Al Sharpton is so damn rich? Why do you think he's so rich? Stop sucking on Ice Cube's dick. Who cares about Ice Cube? Ice Cube don't care about you. He doesn't care about you. He doesn't care about you. Why are we worrying about Ice Cube? Ice Cube is doing what he does, okay? He's only going to do so much. Why? Because that's the world he lives in. He's not going to really put himself out there on a limb because he knows a lot. He is part of the system. You can't sit up there and be all kissing the ass of these people all the time because these people are the reason why you don't really. That's why your family. If all you need is one person who is big to actually go out on a limb and actually go all out and tell the whole truth and nothing but the truth. And your family, at least half of your family will wake up. because they respect these dummies. And they would just be like, oh, so-and-so said so-and-so. And it would just all of a sudden be, whatever to them. That's why these people are so shut down, because the deceitful, deceitful team of people, that's what they know. They know that about us. If one of these daggone people that we hold in respect and think are so great was to come out with the truth, it would be earth moving.
You
It
think
would be earth moving.
think that's all it'll take?
And the only reason that he's doing a little bit is because he feels guilty. He knows that he is he's part of that whole gangster rap thing. That was a whole thing to kill generations of people. It put so many people in jail. It daggone it put people in a place where they admired the culture of being a gangster, of being a daggone thug, of being a criminal.
That
It made
ruined.
so many people want to follow that path, even though it wasn't even his path. He came from a good family. That wasn't his life for real. Whatever stuff he did, it was small shit. But he led people down a path of deception that killed them and that gave them sentences for life. He has blood on his hands. Don't forget that. All these people that deceive you have blood on their hands. Al Sharpton acts like he's helping people. All he does is get people to feel like they're oppressed. He's a professional at making you feel that like you're downtrodden and oppressed, and that everybody's going to get you. He generates fear. He's a fear-mongering overseer. And he gets paid for that. That's why he's rich. He gets paid to manipulate us.
I still don't understand what we follow the dude in the perm thing. I don't get that.
You and your head.
No, I'm serious. I mean, because it's like certain things. It's like when you said these people, they're their ancestors. They're in their ancestors, and we say it's warlock and witchery and all that, but it's just natural stuff that they do. And we don't do that because we're not into it. We're into this fake shit. And we laugh it off and think it's not. It's fucking us up. And we don't think nothing about it. It's fucking our daughters up, sons, and we just go along with it.
They are using these video games and this daggone MK Ultra television. It is the most powerful instrument of our destruction. You have to understand.
It is.
You have to understand. Yeah, go ahead.
I want to just elaborate on that with the video games, because over the past, I guess, 2 weeks, I have seen so many young deaths where there was this one couple. The guy, he was about 20. His girlfriend was 22. He shot her, killed her in the house, and then came outside and waited for the police to come, and then killed himself. Right? And then there's this young mom who was so depressed with being a young mother, she killed herself. Right? And it's just these kids don't know how to express themselves, or they don't have anybody to express themselves to.
They don't have no interpersonal skills. They don't know how, they don't know how to cope. They have no coping skills. And then in addition to that, some of it's that they're going jab. That jab is gonna make people suicidal or homicidal. I'm telling you that for sure. Like if people are taking that jab, a lot of people have committed suicide. Where our people, we would always say that's not like us. No. Now it's becoming like us, but it's part of that damn jab. It's also that 5G. That 5G messes with your damn mind. It makes you depressed. It does all kinds of stuff. You know, if you're sensitive, you can actually feel it vibrate inside. You can hear it. You know, that 5G energy.
Familiar with MK Ultra?
Yeah.
Would you say the 5G is like a updated version of MK Ultra, that same family of that mind control thing?
Oh yeah, it's a sonic. It's a sonic thing. It's a sonic, and it's also electrical. You know what I mean?
Right.
So it's getting to your nerves. It's getting to your daggone your conduction. It's messing with all those things. But see, that the thing is, they're so desperate for us to be oppressed and deleted that they're trying everything at once. They're trying everything at once. Drugs, new drugs. They're hitting us up with everything. Of course, in the course of them trying to destroy us, they're killing themselves. Oh well, they don't even care. You know what I mean?
Right.
They're going to try to protect their inner circle, their descendants, their progeny, but they can't even protect that because their kids are all messed up anyway because of that ancestral evil that
Incest.
they are part
Yeah.
of. They are part of that line, that blood on their hands. There's blood on their hands, so they're gonna end up doing, feeling messed up and doing messed up things anyway because of that blood that's on their hands from their ancestors. However, with our people, they're trying everything to get rid of us. And people don't even realize, you listen to rock, you listen to daggone country, you don't hear get the jab, vote for Democrats. But you don't hear all this stuff. We're being directed all the time. And people don't even care. They just take the directions. Oh yeah, I get rid of that Trump. I get rid of that Trump. And then they're gonna blame Trump for the $450, even though this is a whole manipulation. It's to say F you, Indian. This is what we're doing. F you. It's an F you, and you don't even see it. You don't even recognize an F you when you see it.
So what you just did up in the Eastern Shore today, how would you explain that? You're a teacher in front of a board. How would you explain that we implement that or implement ideas like that all throughout the country?
The reality is this. You have to connect with your genealogy in a way that makes sense. And you also have to go, when you connect with your people, you have to connect with what they your with your inheritance. And when you connect with your actual inheritance, you need to claim it. If you're not claiming your inheritance, what are you doing? Because they're about to cast you out of this planet. They want you gone. All you can do all we can do as a people. You see, these stars think their money and their status is going to keep them protected. They're not protected because money dissipates and your status, that's already gone because they are erasing you with a bunch of Africans. Okay?
I know you
They
said
can make
that.
We don't really, because these stars don't do shit to own shit. So even though you do make a movie, they won't play it in any theater. They're playing chess, not checkers, nigga. Okay? If you don't own the shit, what are you gonna do? And now you're scared to spend because they ain't even letting you make more movies. And they're using the same stuff they using on us. Oh, you gotta get a jab. They're trying to control and manipulate and keep us pent up, and they're going oppress us they don't you don't and kill us. You don't understand this, but you need to understand. The only way you're gonna be able to govern yourself is by being the actual people that you're supposed to be. Stop playing games. Do your research, find who your real people are, organize yourself as that, make yourself do the research and find out what you are actually entitled to. But at the very minimum, you're entitled to be free. As an American Indian, you're entitled to be free. You're entitled to actually self-govern. You're entitled to be an Indian, not taxed. You're entitled to be able to um receive certain grants, benefits that are for you. You're entitled to that at the very minimum. But at the most, you might have an oil well that's yours. You might have gold or plutonium. I don't know what you have on your land that's crazy beyond what the Yakimaks have. But people have way more than what we have. We don't really have that at all. But there are people that have it. But you sit up there looking to make your trip to that, booking your trip to go Nigeria and Ghana. I'm putting my money aside for my vacation to Ghana because you're so sold out and confused about who you are. And you don't even take the time to talk to your own family to try to get a couple of people to kind of understand it. You're not even taking the time to do it. You only need one. First off, the one that you need is you. If you get one more family member besides that, like my sister, you're doing a lot. If you get your family to show up to an event that you organize to try to educate them, then you've done a tremendous amount. And that's all. I mean, that was important because it's important that you actually let them know who they are. Organize your family, form
At,
reunions, form a 503(c). Get yourselves your status corrected. What else? What else, Cynthia?
yes, I know. I was going to say, elaborate on that. I have been trying to tell people who they are, and nobody wants to listen. Oh, well, maybe, but the white folk this and the white folk that. I mean, like, who cares? This is our shit. We make
Yeah,
more noise standing together.
right,
But
right.
as soon as something pop off, we get some money, we get some land, everybody gonna want to come out the woodwork talking to themselves, well, you know I'm your cousin. Your daddy is my uncle.
Right. That's what's gonna happen. But that's just the way it is. It is the way it is. Like I said, the ancestors don't need everybody to stand up, but they definitely need you to listen if they talking to you.
Be
If
surreal.
they talk to you. And these people, and a lot of these people that actually listen to you, Carrie, that actually have been listening to you for years, their ancestors are trying to nudge them, but they're still not doing it. All they're doing is still listening. They're still spectators. They're not doing anything.
Yes, Lisa.
When are you going to actually do something?
Lisa, before you go, could you explain to how a person, when you say status correction, how does one go about that?
Well, the reality is you can't correct your status until you know what your status is. I can help people with status correction or doing an affidavit and actually correcting your status in a way that for an American Indian. But I mean, you got to establish who you are. What are you? People are sitting there saying, I'm Cherokee. Okay, duh, you fail.
Right.
You fail because you haven't even researched your people enough to go down to the counties and the towns that they're from and find out what Indians are there and then actually organize yourself as the actual Indians that your people were. You fail, you're lazy. So no, I can explain exactly how you can correct your status as an indigenous people. But what people are doing when I shared that broadly, which I have done that, well, who took the forms? People that want to be holistically Indian, people who want to start
Nobody.
these daggone social groups and claim that they're indigenous Indians and make up some stupid, hokey name that has nothing to do with their real lineage. That bullshit pulls people off of their actual inheritance. That bullshit makes us look like government frauds. No, I will not support that shit. If you want to get yourself together and really want to organize your family and your kin, yeah, you can talk. But I've shared my affidavits with a host of people. It's out there. Probably most everybody that you know are doing these fake social things are using my affidavits. I can almost guarantee it.
Well,
But
Lisa,
you do things that are fraudulent, phony, and fake with like-minded people, you ain't gonna get the real benefit out of that because you're not actually doing it under your kinship and your bloodline, and that's what you need to do. And using format, no, free hawk. You don't use a format and all social media to make change. You make change by doing it for yourself. You make change by actually looking up the names of your own people. Because when you say the name, that's what they wake up for. I can read your stuff, your people's stuff to you all day long, but they don't want to hear my voice. They want to hear your voice say their names because that's what wakes them up. It's not a genealogist that you paid whatever amount of money to do your genealogy. That is not connecting with your ancestors. It's you saying the names. Oh, Maria Paramore, that's mine. Leah Paramore, Rachel West. Nobody has said their name in 500 years. You saying their names, that's what's magic. That's what they need.
Well, cool, Lisa.
So you have to put in the work personally to make the change.
Well, Lisa, we coming up to the end of the hour now.
Yep.
Closing lines.
I think I said it all. You got anything, Cynthia?
No, ma'am. I think you've said it all.
Brandon Rogers, don't tell people to file a statutory declaration with the that's bullshit. See, that's what people do. They say kind of bullshit stuff. No, baby, that ain't gonna do a damn thing. That's not doing. What is that supposed to do? A statute declaration of the register of deeds in the county you were born in. What is that doing? What that doesn't mean anything, Brandon. You're talking crazy. That does not make any sense. See, that's what we have. We have people that are not doing things, making all these proclamations to people, and that's why people are running around in circles, not able to do anything, because that doesn't make any sense. What is that going to do, Brandon? Like we need to make sense. We need people that are, we need real people doing real things to make real sense. Not people that are just talking out of their heads. What does that mean? A statutory declaration? What is a statutory declaration? That sounds ridiculous. With the register of deeds? What the fuck is that? Man, you making up shit. That don't sound right. And that's what, stop doing that, Negro people. Stop making up stuff. I have no patience for this. No, Brandon, that's not how that works. Okay? You don't do that. You have to know your genealogy. You have to have your daggone everybody all lined up. You got to know the land that they come from. You got to connect yourself person by person to that person you actually descend from. Okay? And even if you do that, and even if you quit claim it, that doesn't mean you're going to get that land. But before you do any of that, what do you have to do? Do your damn genealogy. Step 1. You can't file suit. Why? Because when you're filing suit, you got to know your genealogy. It is mandatory. You can file register with the register of deeds in the county you were born in. The county you were born in ain't the county that your ancestors came in necessarily. So what is that doing? So, what I mean? Why are you telling people that kind of stuff? The county you were born in? As an Indian, you don't have to do magical, mystical, Moorish shit. You don't gotta have, you don't have to file and correct this and do this kind of form. There's not a lot of magical stuff you have to do. Because why? Because you're dealing with your bloodline and you're dealing with the fact of who you really are. So you don't have to do magical government shit and all this extra status correction stuff when you actually are recognizing yourself as the actual Indian you are. You have to have solid genealogy. You have to use solid history. That's how you actually status correct yourself. It's not like that more shit. That more shit. No, there's basic government areas that you have to contact. You may want to change the Social Security, make it American Indian. You may want to go ahead and go to this, to the Office of Personnel Management, change that. But the reality is, when you make your affidavit out, what you gonna put? Make believe Indian, Cherokee of some fashion. I might be a Pamunkey. What does that mean? See, if you call yourself a Pamunkey and try to do an affidavit, then they're gonna be like, well, if you're a Pamunkey, why aren't you registered with the tribe? So you have to actually do the work of actually recognizing that you have to find your actual people and then learn their history, learn about them, and that's the people you are going to change your identity to your real actual people, not some make believe made up name you've made up, some crazy, watata. I mean, I've seen all kinds of stuff. People make up stuff. What is that doing? That's disrespectful to your people. You have to actually get to research them, do the work, find out. And then let me tell you something. If it ain't real as you're doing the research, it's going to resonate what's real. The real will resonate with you. You'll know, oh yeah, this is what they were. This is who they were. They will show you, like my great grandfather showed me by me getting the land. That's that Magatha Bay land. The Magatha clan was there. They reveal it to you when you start working and you start showing honor. You start cleaning off their tombstones and visiting them and talking to them. You start doing the genealogy, saying their names. I found you. I found you, Rachel. That kind of stuff. That actually helps them connect with you, and they will work for you, like Cynthia said. Major magical things happen when you are in line with your family and your bloodline. And I can't even tell you, things happen like you can't believe. Things happen within days that you would not believe happen for us. Things happen that nobody would think could happen for us because of how we are manifesting this through our ancestors and because of our bloodline and because we are honoring our ancestors. Honor those. You honor your mother and father. That's honoring your ancestors, man.
And we're listening. We are listening to our ancestors. We're following direction.
So look, you guys are getting it. Follow your bloodline. Get with your bloodline, and it's not in no little cup on a Sunday morning. Check out your bloodline. Find your folks, man. Because like she say, they calling your name, and I know you hear them.
Absolutely.
So we want to thank you guys for hanging out with us tonight. We'll see you next time.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Carrie.
All right.